Hello, Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and welcome to your reading. So, Taurus, today we're going to go over your energy as well as your person's energy. Just keep in mind that the roles can be reversed. Also, keep in mind time is fluid, so this could either currently be happening or may be happening at a later date. So, with all that being said, Taurus, let's get started. How does Taurus currently view this relationship? All right, Taurus, let's see what's going on. Oh, okay, Taurus. All right, in regards to how you're currently viewing this relationship, Taurus, it kind of looks like you've been kind of going through it with this person that you've invested a lot of time and energy towards, okay? You and this person have had many ups and downs. I am definitely getting that. This relationship does appear to me as like possibly like an on and off relationship. So you guys will like break up, make up, things like that. I just kind of feel you're kind of reaching this point of getting sick and tired of just simply being in an unstable relationship, because this is like a very unstable relationship, and being in something stable means everything to you guys. Like, you guys want to be in something stable. You guys like to be in something that makes you feel secure, you know, and right now you find yourself in a connection with somebody that you don't feel secure with, and you don't have, you know, a stable relationship with. So I just kind of feel like you're kind of reaching that point, Taurus, where you're just kind of getting sick and tired of the instability within this dynamic that you share with this person. Yeah. It just kind of looks like instead of things getting better between the two of you, it's like things just continue to get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And a lot of you feel like if you just continue to stick around and try to make this work, that it's just going to continue to just progressively get worse, you know, between you and this person. Okay, let's look at this person. How does this person currently view this relationship? Okay. We have the Temperance card, we got the Knight of Wands, and then we also have the Five of Pentacles, okay? So the feeling is essentially mutual. You guys find yourself in basically the anxiety. Yeah, you guys find yourself basically in the exact same boat, Taurus, you know? Just as much as you perceive this relationship to be extremely unstable, so do they. Just like you don't like the fact that this relationship doesn't make you feel safe and or secure, they don't like it either. So I think it's safe to say that the both of you don't really like the way things are playing out here between the two of you. And as much as you guys want things to essentially get better between, you know, the two of you, you guys are just not seeing things, you know, getting better between the two of you. If anything, you guys, you know, see this relationship as something that's just, you know, constantly getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And it kind of looks like you guys don't know what to do. Like, I'm also getting that. It's like you guys don't know what to do. As much as you guys don't like the fact that things are just getting worse and worse and worse between the two of you, we don't see neither one of you taking any sort of action towards like leaving the marriage and a relationship. We just kind of see the two of you just kind of at a complete and utter loss. It's like you don't know what to do and they don't know what to do. All the both of you know is that you guys just don't like the fact that this relationship that you guys share with one another just keeps getting worse. And you guys don't like the way that this relationship is affecting the both of you, because it's affecting the both of you in a very, very negative way. And neither one of you obviously like that. But you guys just don't know what to do. It's like you don't want to continue to go through what you've been going through, but you also don't want to leave them. Same applies for them. It's like they don't want to continue to go through what they've been through, they don't want to continue to go through what they've been going through with you, but they also don't want to leave either. So it's like you guys are at a standstill. It's like you guys don't know what to do. It's like you guys are both like frozen in place. Okay, how does Taurus currently feel? Okay, we have the Eight of Wands, we got the Ace of Pentacles, and then we also have the Four of Swords. This to me just feels like an energy of you shifting your focus onto something else that has nothing to do with them and your marriage with them or your relationship with them. So you might find yourself spending a lot of time focusing on work, your career, your business if you have one. For some of you, you could very well be planning on going back to school very soon. You know, if so, you're just going to dump a lot of time and energy towards, you know, your education and getting that degree you've been dying to get for quite some time now. Like, I just see you shifting your focus onto something else. Because right now you don't really know what to do. Like, you don't know what to do. Like, all you know is that you don't like the fact that things are getting like worse between the two of you. But again, it's the energy of things are getting pretty bad, you know, but I also don't want to leave them. It's like one of those things, right? And I think that it has a lot to do with the amount of time you've invested into this person. You want it to essentially count for something. You don't want to feel like you invest all this time and energy, for nothing. Same applies for them. So I just kind of see you distracting yourself with like other things, like, well, let me just go back to school, let me just focus on my job. Let me just focus on my career. Let me just focus on my business, And I think that whatever it is that you're deciding to shift your focus on, it is definitely a distraction from like, what you got going on here with this person. And I do believe that it's a healthy distraction because it's something that's going to bring a lot of abundance and stability into your life. I am definitely getting that. So like I said, you could be going back to school, you could be starting a business. You could very well be focusing on ways to expand your business for those of you who are already business owners. And then, well, for others of you, it could have a lot to do with you just wanting to focus on climbing that corporate ladder on top of that. But whatever it is that you're shifting your focus on, it's definitely a healthy distraction. I will say that it's not an unhealthy distraction. It's a healthy distraction. And I do believe that is, for the most part, going to help you not, think so much about them and how bad things are between the two of you and how much you don't like it, It just kind of looks like because you don't know what you want to do, it's kind of driving you like extremely crazy that you don't know what to do. You see what I mean? Like, you don't want to continue to deal with X, Y, and Z, but you also don't want to leave them. So it's like, what do I do? You know what I mean? And it's like, instead of obsessing over the whole, what do I do? It's like you're choosing to just be like, I'm just going to focus on this. And I guess I'll revisit this, like it has that type of feel to it. All right. How does this person currently feel? All right. We have the Nine of Swords. We have the... Man. Yeah, I mean, even though I see you shifting your focus onto something else, which does feel like a very healthy distraction, I see this person being unable to do that. Like, I see this person being unable to like focus on something else while they're going through everything that they're going through with you. I feel like the amount of things that they're going through with you makes it very hard for this person to like focus on themselves, complete daily tasks, focus on work and, their business that they have won and, their career. Like when things are really, really bad between the two of you, it kind of like paralyzes them. It's like the best way that I could describe it is what I'm seeing here. It truly does paralyze them. And that's one thing that I feel like this person really does dislike about their relationship with you is that when they are going through some like really, really tough times with you, like it really does paralyze them to the point where they're like, I guess, like unable to like complete daily tasks, get things, that they need to essentially get done, things like that. The bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Cups. We also have the Ace of Cups. We also have the King of Pentacles. And we also have the Star to the Nine of Pentacles, so the Six of Wands, and then we also have the Emperor out here. I am getting like a very codependent energy coming from this person. Yeah, I'm getting like a very codependent energy. Based off of, okay, it kind of looks like based off of how, I guess, you make them feel will determine the day that they're going to have, if that makes absolutely any sense. Like, I feel like this is somebody who really does rely on you to like make them feel good. And this is kind of why I'm saying I'm getting, like a level of codependency. Like, I don't feel like you're dealing with somebody who's like full blown codependent off of you, but I do feel like they're somewhat codependent off of you. So they do kind of rely on you on like certain things, right? One of those things being how you make them feel. Like, depending on how you make them feel will determine the type of day that they have. Is basically what I'm gathering. So, if, for example, you get into a really big fight / argument with this person and you say something really mean to them out of anger, like that's enough to ruin this person's whole entire day, is basically what I'm gathering. So depending on how you make them feel will determine how they feel. Depending on if things are good or bad between the two of you will determine how their day goes and how they essentially feel, is basically what I'm gathering. Because when things are good / great between the two of you, it's like this person feels like they're able to take on the world, right? But when things are bad between the two of you, it's like they feel paralyzed. They feel like there's nothing that they can do. They can't complete daily tasks. They can't get work done. They can't concentrate. They can't do this. They can't do that, because they're paralyzed by whatever's going on, between the two of you. And they really do hate that this relationship, as well as you, has that effect on them, is basically what I'm gathering. It just kind of looks like this person feels like they also have to kind of figure out what they're going to do, though, within this dynamic here between you and them. Like, are they going to continue to try to make this work? Or are they not going to try to make this work? But it's like they're in the same boat that you're in. It's like, just like they don't like the way that this relationship affects them, how it affects them. You don't like the way that this relationship affects you in the way that, it affects you. Do I think that you allow it to like stop you from doing what you got to do or focusing on what you need to focus on? No, but I think that it definitely does affect them, from, doing what they got to do. I am definitely getting that. Don't get me wrong. Like, I feel like this person is able to like, how do I explain this? I feel like this person's able to like work their job, you know what I mean? But they might not work as effectively, because they're under like a lot of stress, because of what's going on between the two of you. So their boss might get on them like, hey, like you didn't finish this. Hey, you didn't finish that. You didn't complete this. You didn't complete that. Hey, when are you going to turn this in? Hello, I've been waiting. Like, like I feel like this person, they are for the most part able to work their job. I am definitely getting that. I just feel like they're not as, effective, as they normally would be, when they're not under a great deal of stress. Like this is just somebody who doesn't work well under pressure from the looks of it. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I think that there's a lot of people that, can't really work that well under like, a great deal of stress and pressure. I mean, that I get that, but I mean, I think a lot of people are like that, but it just kind of looks like this person doesn't want to continue to like feel the way that they've been feeling and going through what they've been going through, with you. And they feel like they're something has to give, they got to do something, but they're in the same boat that you're in. It's like all the time and energy they've invested into you in this relationship that they share with you, they want it to essentially count for something. They also don't want to start over. So that plays another role. And why like they don't want to go is because they don't want to essentially start over. They don't want to feel like they wasted their time. They don't want to experience another failed marriage. They don't want to experience another failed relationship, but they also don't want to continue to go through what they've been going through with you. You see what I mean? So it's like, what do they do? You know what I mean? And I feel like that's what's also kind of driving them a little insane, is because they know that they have to make a decision. They just don't know, should I go left or should I go right? Should I stay or should I go? Should I try to make this work or should I just give up now? Like, it's like they're obsessing over the, what do I do? Because I need to make a decision right now. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And that's the thing, is that everybody's a little indecisive here. Like, you're indecisive, they're indecisive. Everybody's a little indecisive here. I just kind of feel like this is one of those things where they just can't sweep it under the rug and go focus on something else like you clearly can, because that's what I see you doing. I see you choosing to not obsess over the, okay, what am I going to do? Am I going to stay or am I going to go? Am I going to go left or am I going to go right? Like, I don't see you doing that. I just see you deciding to like revisit this, another day, or within a week from now, or 2 weeks from now. Like, them on the other end, they're just like, no, I got to figure this out now. Like, I got to figure out, like, am I going to stay or am I going to go? Am I going to do this or am I not going to do this? Like, and that's the thing, is that they don't know what to do. And it's like, the more they try to figure out, like, what should I do, the more frustrated they become. It just kind of looks like right now is not the time to make a decision. Yeah, right now is just not the time to make a decision. What actions will Taurus take towards this person or moving forward? We have the Page of Pentacles to the... This is... God, man. You're not happy with this person. Let's just be honest. You're not happy with this person. You're not. I mean, I'm just gonna be, blunt and honest here, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat this, but I feel like I'll put it to you like this. I think that you do spend a lot of time focusing on all of the things that you don't like about this person. I'm gonna be honest, Taurus. Like, I feel like you have been doing that as of lately. You've been focusing all the things that you don't like about this person. A lot of you perceive this person, and this is just your own perception. I'm not saying that this is how they are, just to clear the air now. I'm not saying that this is how they are or anything like that, but you perceive this person to be immature. You perceive this person to be somebody who makes a lot of, like, you know, poor decisions. You perceive this person to be childish. You perceive, this person as somebody who, refuses to essentially grow up and, be the man that you need them to be, or the woman that you essentially need them to be. Like, I feel like you've been waiting. I feel like you've been waiting for this person to change. I feel like you've been waiting for this person to become the man or the woman of your dreams, whatever have you. And I feel like you're getting sick and tired of waiting for this person to be who you need them to be. Now I'm going to say this last part. Again, we're going based off of your own perception, okay, of this person. But this relationship between you and this person, it brings you a lot of shame and embarrassment. It does bring you a lot of shame and embarrassment. Let me explain. What you want in your life is a King of Pentacles like energy. How you view them is a King of Wands like energy. So, you want somebody that you can rely on. You want somebody that you could depend on. You want somebody who's big on respect. Somebody who doesn't have time for games, somebody who isn't petty, somebody who isn't, immature. And according to you, you find yourself connecting with somebody who is everything you don't want. According to you, you look at them like they're petty, they're immature, they don't know how to communicate effectively. Like, you can't really rely on them, you can't really depend on them, and things like that. So this is why this dynamic for you, according to you, brings you shame and embarrassment. Because of them, I guess, and like the way that they are as an individual. They just have certain, like, I guess, like qualities of them that you're just not a fan of, that you find to be extremely, according to you, again, embarrassing. Okay. What actions? We have the Two of Pentacles, so the Five of Swords. We also have the Sun, and then we also have the That's the thing, is that I just don't like, even though this person may have their reasons as to why they should get up and walk away, it's like giving up on you. It's just like it's just not an option. Here's why it's just not an option in their mind, because you are everything that this person could essentially ask for, within a person. The problem is that the feeling is not mutual. They look at you like you're the one for them, and you look at them like, well, they have the potential to be the one, but I've been waiting for this person to change, and I'm still waiting, so I feel like that's the root of the problem, Taurus. Like, I feel like that's the root of the problem here. I think that the reason why you guys have the amount of problems that you guys do have is because deep down inside, as blunt as I'm just going to put it, you know what I mean? They just don't align to what you really, really want. They don't align to what you really, really want. Within a man or within a woman. They just don't. And I think that that's why you guys have the amount of problems that you guys have, And it's kind of like sad and unfortunate. And I'm not saying this to like make you feel bad or like, oh my God, look, Taurus. Like, I'm just, reading the cards. I feel like this person wants to be your person so bad. I do. I feel like this person wants to be your person so bad. Like, they want to be that one for you so bad, because you're definitely that one for them. But it's just, they just feel like no matter how hard they try, it's like they just can't. Like, they just feel like they it's like they feel like they can't, like, meet your expectations, like, you know, or your standards. So, you know, there's that. But tell you more about the Five of Swords. I see. And it just kind of, again, I'm not saying this to make you feel bad or anything like that, okay? Just want to throw that out there, but I kind of see what happened here, and why things shifted the way that it did. Yeah, let's just get into it. But once upon a time, and what I mean by once upon a time, I'm talking about the beginning of this relationship. From the looks of it, you made this person feel like they were enough. You made this person feel wanted. You made this person feel desired. You made this person feel appreciated. Like, you made this person feel seen and just loved, you know? And over time that started to drastically change. According to them, over time that's something that started to drastically change. And I'm just like, okay, well, when did that happen? And then I kind of glanced over and I see that you're showing up as an empress now. You're showing up as a whole empress now. So that's kind of telling me that, how do I put this to you? Your expectations, when it comes down to what you want in a man or in a woman, have drastically changed over time. So in the beginning, you know, everything was good, everything was great, you know, because they fit what you were looking for at the time. Okay, they were perfect, you know, they were perfect for you, and you were perfect for them, and they still look at you like you're perfect for them, by the way. But yeah, and it just kind of looks like as time went by, what you wanted within a man or what you wanted within a woman started to change. It started to change. I guess look at it as like you outgrowing this connection / relationship, because your expectations started to change. Your desires started to change. And there's nothing wrong with that, you know, like I'm not trying to make you feel bad or anything like that. Hopefully it doesn't come across that way. I'm just telling you, like, what happened, okay? Because it looks like they don't even know what the hell happened, because all they know is that, you know, from the looks of it, yes, you did definitely make this person feel loved, valued, appreciated, seen, wanted, desired, all the above, you know. And then, you know, according to them, that changed. You started treating them like they weren't the one for you. You started treating them like they just, you know, weren't enough in some way, shape, or form. And when I say you were treating them that way, what I mean by that is you could have told this person, like, you know, I just wish that you were more like this, or you were just more like that, or you weren't like this, or you weren't like that, or you didn't do this, or you didn't do that. Like, and it could have naturally made this person feel like, damn, like, you know, like they're not your person after all, because that's how you made them feel initially at first. But it just kind of looks like that's what happened. You know, I think that this relationship highlighted to you that what you thought you wanted in the very beginning is not what you actually want now. And it's just because you just outgrew this connection. You know what I mean? You just outgrew this connection. That's it. You just outgrew this connection. I feel like they've stayed the same, but I feel like you've changed. And I think that that's the thing. Is that you, throughout the course of your relationship with this person, have matured and just grown and evolved so much. And this person has just stayed the same. They didn't grow and evolve with you. You know what I mean? They didn't change with you. You see? Like in the beginning, like, you know, everything could have been all fun and games, you know, like everything was good. Everything was fun, you know? You really liked them, they really liked you. You grew to love them, they grew to love you. You fell for them, they fell for you. Everything was good, everything was great. And now it's like, you know, your mindset, it's the mindset of yours that has changed, you know? Like maybe when you met this person, you weren't thinking about marriage, you know, that didn't matter to you. Well, now it matters to you. Now you want to get married, you know what I mean? It wasn't a thing back then, but it's a thing now, right? Because your mindset has changed. Maybe, you know, when you met this person, you know, you didn't really care to have a family, you know, It didn't really matter to you. Well, now you want a family, but you want it with somebody that you can rely on, somebody that you can depend on, somebody who's financially stable. Maybe they're not there. Maybe you are and they're not there yet. You know what I mean? I just feel like that's what happened. It's like the things that you essentially wanted in the beginning, you got that. You got that out of them and you got that out of this connection. But it's like over time, it's like your mentality started to change and you started wanting things that you didn't want before. Like now you want to get married. Now you want to start a family. Now you want to buy a house with a white picket fence. And this person's like, no, I don't want to do that. Or I'm not in the position to do that. And it's like, you feel like you can't grow with them. Like you feel like this relationship for you has like over time became like, you know, the epitome of you tying like cement blocks to your feet and then jumping in the ocean. You know what I mean? Like you feel like you're drowning with this person. Like you can't grow with this person. So that's the problem. I mean, that's about it. That's pretty much it. Like, I just feel like I just feel like this person misses the woman that they fell in love with or the man that they fell in love with. But it's I feel like that person's gone. Let me just say that. Let me just throw that out there. Like, I get it. Like, they want the woman that they fell in love with bad. They want the man that they fell in love with bad. I get it, you know, but that person's gone. Like, you don't look at life the same way that you did when you initially met them. And I don't even know when you met this. You could have, I mean, granted, Seven of Pentacles, you were dealing with this person for quite some time now. So who knows? You could have been dealing with this person for years, but you don't have the same mindset that you did years ago. Like, you have a whole different mindset now. You know what I mean? It's a whole different mindset now. So the person that they essentially fell in love with initially at first, it's gone. You're not going back to this like way of thinking, believing, and existing. You know, you're not. You've just grown and matured and evolved so much since you initially met this person. So it's one of those things where it's like they either start growing and evolving or they run the risk of losing you. Because there's going to come a point in time where you're going to get tired of waiting. Because the more you sit around and wait and you don't see anything change, the more you're going to feel compelled to just get up and go and just accept the fact that you can't grow with this person. And that's the thing, is that when it comes on to the Empress is all about growth and expansion. You see what I mean? Like, there's a lot of things that you have yet to essentially experience in this life that you want to experience, and you just feel like you can't even do that with them, like, because of where they're at on their journey. You see what I mean? Like, you may want to have a family, but you may not feel comfortable having a family with somebody who isn't financially stable just yet. That's understandable. You know, you may want to get married, you know, one day, but you may not feel like this is the perfect person to go off and get married to because of the amount of issues you've been having. You know, you may not think that it's a good idea to go off and get married to somebody that you're having these amount of issues with. Like, but these are things that you personally want to experience. You want to experience what it's like to get married. You want to experience what it's like to have a family. You want to experience what it's like to, like, buy your first home. You know what I mean? With, you know, your husband or your wife or whatever have you, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever have you. Like, you want those experiences. And it's like, as much as you may want those things with them, it's like, because they're where they're at in their journey, it's like you feel like it's just never gonna happen. Like, we're never gonna get married, we're never gonna start a family because of where they're at on their journey. I feel like that's kind of where, like, the issues, I would say, started between you and this person, is when your mindset started to change, when your mindset started to change. And there's nothing wrong with your mindset changing, because it definitely should change. You know, the older you get, the wiser you become, the more you start to look at life and things differently. So it should change. You shouldn't remain the same. You should grow. You should evolve. Like, this should happen, right? But it's like, it kind of looks like They stood the same and you changed. And you changed drastically, as you should. And they should have changed as well, but it's like they didn't. They stayed the same. They're still the same person that you met. When you initially met them, they're still the same person. It doesn't matter how long y'all have been together, they're still the same person with the same mentality. You're not that person anymore. You've outgrown this Queen of Wands energy. You don't think the way that you used to think. You don't see life the way that you used to see life. You know, maybe everything was all fun and games, you know what I mean? Let's party, let's have a good time, enjoy each other's company. Now you're just like, now you're thinking of marriage. Now you're thinking of starting a family. Now you're thinking of this. Now you're thinking of that. Things that you didn't really care for back then. Like maybe you didn't care to get married. Maybe you didn't care to like start a family. Like maybe you didn't care to buy a house. Like, but these are things that you care about now that you want to experience. And it's like, you would have wanted to experience that with them, but as time goes by and you're starting to kind of like see like, oh my God, like this person's really not changing. They're really not changing. It's like, it's because they're not. What's the outcome? Yeah. We have the King of Swords. We have the World. And then we also have the Queen of Swords. Okay. I'm going to be honest. Okay. Be honest. This person will eventually become who you need them to become and or want them to become. It's just going to take time. Now, the real question is, do you want to invest more time and energy towards this, or do you not? And what I mean by you're going to have to require more time, you're going to have to invest more time, I'm talking about years. I'm not talking about months or anything like that. I'm talking about years. Because right now this person's a King of Wands like energy. I do see this person realizing that there's certain things that they really need to like work on or get better at in reference to their relationship with you. And I'm specifically getting communication. So this person's realizing they need to really work on communicating better with you. They really need to, work on communication with you. So I am definitely getting that is something that's going to start to essentially change within this dynamic, which is something that I do see you noticing as well as appreciating, because communication just hasn't been the best from the looks of it between you and this person. Now, do I see you happy that communication's improving between the two of you? Sure, but you're still not 100% happy and or satisfied. For the obvious reasons, right? You want to get married, you want to do this, you want to do that, but you feel like you can't because, this person, right, that you find yourself connecting with. And these are things that you truly want and desire with this person. Basically, if I put this all in a nutshell, here's one thing that I will say. I don't see you leaving this marriage. Well, I don't even think that this is like a marriage, but it could be. I don't know, but because I feel like there's things that you want to experience with this person that you have yet to experience, and I feel like marriage is one of those things. So I wouldn't say marriage, but here's what I will say: whatever it is that you want to have with them and or experience with them, I do see you being extremely unhappy because you have yet to experience what you want to experience with them, right? Marriage, the children with the house and the white picket fence and, all of these things. And I see you just sitting around waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And they're still not changing. They're still not changing. They're still not changing. They're still not changing. And then you're going to start to notice a little bit of a change within them, which you're going to be very happy about. However, do I see you 100% happy yet? No, not really. Because again, you want them to be what you want them to be. And I feel like that's what you're waiting, you're waiting for. I don't see you leaving this. Between you and I don't see you leaving this. Like, even though this relationship is going to bring a lot of unhappiness into your life because this person just, it's taken a while to meet you at your level, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, energetically, like, I don't see you leaving them. I see you sticking by this person's side. Now, here's what I will say. When it is all said and done, you will get the outcome that you want. It may not happen as fast as you want it to, but you will get the outcome that you want, you know? And you're going to specifically get it with them, not with somebody else, but with them, okay? So if they're not where you want them to be at financially, if they're not where you want them to be at mentally, spiritually, you know, emotionally, the whole enchilada, they will eventually become that in the end. In the end. So do I see y'all breaking up? No, I don't. I don't see you guys breaking up. I don't see you leaving them. I don't see them leaving you. Like, and it's crazy because look at this. You guys started this relationship off as the King and the Queen of Wands. As far as like the age group is concerned, for the King and the Queen of Wands, I typically look at the King and the Queen of Wands as like, you know, people like, I would say like in their I would say from like 18 to like 35, that around that age group. And look at this. We have the Emperor to the Empress. Okay, this is like senior energy right here. So listen, this man might be dry humping your last nerve, or this woman might be dry humping your last nerve. You may hate the fact that this person is not the man of your dreams or the woman of your dreams right now, but they will be. They will be. There's a huge, huge, huge possibility that this is the person that you're going to end up growing old with. Because when we look at the Hierophant to the High Priestess, these are people like, you know, in their 60s and above. And y'all started this relationship off as a King and the Queen of Wands. And I see you guys as the Hierophant to the High Priestess. So that's a long ass time. That's a long ass time to be with a freaking human. Just saying, okay? Like the most that I've done was like 11 years, and I'm just like, holy Jesus, I don't even know how I did that. You know what I mean? But I did it. I made it happen. You know what I mean? It didn't work out in the end, but that doesn't matter. The point that I'm making is that you guys started this relationship off more than likely like from the age of like 8. I mean, you guys could even be high school sweethearts for all I know, but I'm getting from the age of like 18 to 35, you guys started this relationship with one another. And the fact that I still see you guys together as the Hierophant to the High Priestess, like these are people in their 60s and above. That's like senior energy right there. It's pretty freaking impressive. Just saying. Pretty fucking impressive. Like, I think it's safe to say this is the one you're going to go to the nursing home with. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's safe to say that. I think it's safe. And I think that the reason why it's so hard for you guys to get up and go is because you guys can't picture or fathom your life without one another. And that should say a lot to the both of you. If you can't picture your life without them and they can't picture their life without you, I mean, that's a strong indication that you're with your forever person. That's a strong indication that you're dealing with your forever person. And that's the thing, is that I think that that's what keeps you guys, how do you say that in English? Like feeling stuck with one another, right? Like even though you hate, you know, certain things that you go through with this person, you're just like, oh my God, like, ugh, I can't stand this person. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure there's times where this person feels like they can't even stand you. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Like y'all can't stand one another, but I think it's safe to say y'all love one another dearly. But I'm just saying, like, the fact that y'all both feel stuck, like, man, like, I can't move. Like, you guys feel frozen in place, going back to that energy of frozen in place, you know? Like, because you can't picture your life without them. They can't picture their life without you. And that's why y'all feel frozen in place. Is because walking away from this is just, it's not what's supposed to happen. It's not what's supposed to happen. Y'all are supposed to deal with one another and build with one another and grow old with one another. That's what's supposed to happen. It's like, that's what's written in the stars. You know what I mean? So the reason why you feel frozen in place, you know, it has everything to do with the fact that you're not supposed to be without them and they're not supposed to be with y'all. Are supposed to grow old together. Okay? So I get it. This one over here is dry humping your last nerve. I get that. I see that, you know, and I'm pretty sure you dry hump their last nerve too. I'm pretty sure you do. I'm pretty sure you do. But y'all love each other. You guys do. I know it may be hard, but considering the fact that I did see the Hierophant to the High Priestess and the likelihood of y'all growing old together is very likely to happen. So let's just base it off of that. I think that this person needs encouragement along the way, which is don't be mad at me, but I don't feel like you've been kind of giving them that encouragement. Like, for example, when this person starts working on their communication with you, right? Like maybe this person was the type of person to like instantly get angry and upset, when you would say, you would speak to them about something. But when you notice this person not doing that, point it out. Like, oh my God, like, thank you, for not like flipping out on me, or thank you for like listening to me. And, thank you, because I noticed that you really worked on like, your communication with me, and I really do appreciate that. Like, they need you're dealing with a masculine energy, okay? So when a masculine energy does something right, you got to turn around and reward them, basically is kind of how it works. You got to turn around and reward them. Like, thank you. Like, I just noticed that like you have been working on like your communication with me, and I just wanted to like say thank you. Like, I really do appreciate that. That really does mean a lot to me, because it's going to encourage them to keep doing it, and then once this person, I don't know, like starts doing something else that you want them to do, you know what I mean? Like, point it out and say something to them about it. Like, oh, I noticed that like, you started doing this and you started doing that. Like, I really do appreciate that. Like, that really does mean a lot to me. Like, thank you, thank you, thank you. Like, be excited, be happy. Like, I don't know if you have kids, but if you do have kids, like, when your kid gets home from school and they come home with like a really good grade and you get all excited, I'm like, oh my God, like, oh my God, I'm so proud of you. Let me go buy you a toy or whatever. Or let me go buy you this. You reward them, right? You reward good behavior. Like, that's what you have to do with masculine energies. Like, you got to reward the good behavior, because it's going to encourage them, because I feel like and it's not your fault, but I feel like what has been keeping this person stuck, or what has been keeping them stuck, is this right here. It's like, don't get mad at me, but there's a possibility, right, that you haven't been doing that. Like, every time they do turn around and do what you want them to do, right, or change what you want them to change, it goes unnoticed. That's like your kid coming home from school, getting a good grade, and then they show you, and you're just like, okay. Anyways, what do you want to eat for dinner? Like, that wouldn't make, you know what I mean? Like, that wouldn't make your child feel good. Like, what would make them feel good is, oh my God, like, wow, I can't believe it. You know what I mean? And it's going to encourage them to keep coming home with good grades. Trust me, I've tried it. It works. You know what I mean? That's what you got to do with them. I know it sounds crazy, but that's what you got to do with them. It's like, when you notice them doing what you want them to do, you got to turn around and be like, oh my God, like, I noticed that like you've gotten so much better when it comes down to like communicating with me, and I just wanted to say thank you. Like, I really do appreciate it. Get all excited and all jittery and whatever, like, and whatnot, you know what I mean? Because it's going to encourage them to do it again and again and again and again and again, but if it goes unnoticed, they're just going to be like, what's the point? Like, what's the point of me working on like my communication with Taurus if like they're just, they didn't even notice like that I was trying to work on like my communication with them. Like, they're still talking about all the other things they don't like about me or appreciate about me. Like, what's the point of me changing? Like, you need to encourage this person. They need encouragement on their journey, especially from you, because you're the one that means the world to them. So by you telling them like, oh my God, like, thank you, like, oh my God, like, you're like getting better at communicating with me, that will mean the entire world to this human being hearing that from you. Because this is somebody who cares about what you think about them and how you feel about them. So when you turn around and, say, oh my God, thank you, like, you've been working on your communication with me, like, I've noticed that, I really do appreciate that, hug them, kiss them, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, it's going to encourage them to keep doing it, So you're going to end up with the man or the woman of your dreams if you just kind of encourage them a little bit along the way, you know what I mean? And reward them, along the way, go buy them, a pair of socks. I don't know. Don't do that. I think that's like a boring gift. I don't know. Go buy them something, you know what I mean? Or, thank them. I don't know, something. All right. So that is what I have for you, my friend. Hopefully the reading helped. Hopefully it resonated. And I will see you guys in your next reading. Bye.